Can you hear the song?
This is the screen on the morning devotion. Oh, it's already.
All right, good morning, brothers and sisters. Welcome to our morning Windoke. We're going to start off by offering a greeting and our bow to our heavenly parents and true parents. 전진 참부모님께 경배. 바로. And now we will read our family pledge, first in Korean, then in English. 5. 전일국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 매일 주제적 전산 세계와 대산적 지산 세계의 통일을 향해 전진적 발전을 촉진할 것을 맹세하나이다. 5. Our family, the owner of Chonoguk, pledges to strive every day to advance the unification of the spirit world and the physical world as subject and object partners by centering on true love. And now to open us up in prayer, I'd like to invite up Charlotte Kiluba. Charlotte Kiluba.
Morning, family. Please join me in prayer. Heavenly parents, true parents, all our ancestors, our beloved Jesus Christ, thank you very much for a new day. We are so grateful that as a family we can gather together this morning to offer our heart of gratitude. We are so grateful to be alive today. We are so grateful to you, Father, for the gift of free breath. So many are now under the machine trying to breathe. But if you give it freely to us, we are so grateful. And at this time, we want to offer this moment, open our heart, our mind to receive your word this morning, which is our food, Father, for the day, for the rest of our life. At this time, we want to be connected to our beloved true mother, who is hoping on us. She has hope on each one of us, Father, to advance your providence. Thank you for this precious moment. And we pray for our all leaders to be united so we can all of us be connected to accomplish our responsibility centered on true love. We offer this moment, and please accept this humble prayer we offer this morning in the name of all our brothers and sisters, and in my name, Charlotte Kluber. Blessed Center family. Aju.
Aju. Aju. Thank you, Aunt Charlotte. And with that, we're going to go into our breakouts now. So just take a moment to think about what you are grateful for this morning. Share with whoever you're paired up with, or if you're reflecting by yourself with yourself. And we'll be back here to hear a gratitude sharing. See you all in 6 minutes. All right, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you had a great, wonderful sharing in your breakout. I was with Mara, Lair, and Rini Sasao. So I'd like to first call on Rini. Rini, if you please unmute and share with us your gratitude.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Good morning, brothers and sisters. So glad to be here to meet with you today, Resfred and everyone. Mara, unfortunately, we couldn't hear her, but I'm grateful to see her really beautiful smile this morning, and grateful for the words of Resfred and his Thanksgiving, his appreciation, and I'm grateful that. To see such a beautiful couple as Resfred and Hannah, and many beautiful couples from this amazing cosmic blessing. And I've had an opportunity in the recent weeks to be able to opportunity to be with my family overseas, and it was such a blessing to be able to spend time with them, even though it was a short time. It really came to feel the depth of love and care and everything. And then to come back and have this wonderful New York meeting with the inauguration, and Reverend Dunkley coming and saying goodbye to Dr. Young. It was like our extended family then it was like I had such a amazing, like our little family, our Sasao family, and then to come back and have everybody gathered together. It's been such an amazing couple of weeks. So I'm so grateful for that, for family. We're grateful for brothers and sisters, sons and daughters, grandchildren, and heavenly leaders who have inspired us, especially Dr. Young and now Reverend Dunkley. I really feel so excited about what can come in our movement. We can really continue and grow and multiply. So I'm grateful for all of this and grateful to be here.
Thank you, Rini. Thank you. Grateful to have you here too. And with that, we're actually going to go straight into our Hundoke today. And this is Mother of Peace, episode 6, starting with Give Us this day.
Welcome to Mother of Peace, and God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. A memoir by Hak Jahan Moon, a production of the Washington Times Global Media Group, narrated by Alison Hiroto. Give us this day. When Jesus' disciples asked him to teach them how to pray, his answer was clear. Give us this day our daily bread. 2,000 years have passed since Jesus taught us that prayer. However, there are still so many people, more than we imagine, who do not have daily bread. Africa is the birthplace of human civilization, yet some African people live in circumstances so poor that their primary goal is having enough to eat. This fundamental human need is often not met, and the opportunity for basic education is also limited. Many face this situation. Each time I visit Africa, I seek solutions to these issues, which I take very personally. When the Sunhawk Peace Prize Committee announced its 2019 theme, Human Rights and Human Development in Africa, I was delighted because it addressed the task I have always set for myself. Akinwumi Ayodeji Adesina, president of the African Development Bank, AFDB, and Waris Deary, a human rights activist, our 2019 laureates, are examples of what I have always thought of as righteous people of action. Dr. Adesina was born to a poor farming family in Nigeria. From a young age, he researched methods to modernize farming and nurtured the dream of making Africa a land of abundance. After earning his PhD in agricultural economics from Purdue University in the United States, he returned to Africa and for the last 30 years has worked on agricultural innovation, helping millions of people overcome the problem of hunger. In February 2019, during his visit to Korea to receive the Sunhok Peace Prize, Dr. Adeshina said that there was still much for him to do to make the world a better place. "Nothing is more important," he said, "than eliminating hunger and malnutrition. Hunger is an indictment on the human race. Any economy that claims growth without feeding its people is a failed economy. Nobody has to go hungry, white, black, pink, orange, or any color you can think of. That's why I am fully dedicating the whole of the $500,000 award of the Sunhok Peace Prize to my foundation, the World Hunger Fighters Foundation." Dr. Adeshina's dream of peace is to discover the actual means to bring it about. I encouraged him never to give up his noble work. The other Sunhok Peace Prize laureate for 2019 was Ms. Waris Deary, an African woman of remarkable willpower who has overcome many virtually insurmountable obstacles. Ms. Deary was born into a Somali nomad family. While her childhood was fraught with civil war, hunger, and oppression, she had big dreams and challenged herself and her circumstances. Eventually, she became a celebrated supermodel. In 1997, she revealed her own experience of genital mutilation, FGM, and her life changed. On behalf of millions of African women, she took up the cause of eliminating the practice of FGM. The United Nations appointed her Special Ambassador for the Elimination of Female Genital Mutilation. She supported the Maputo Protocol, which prohibited FGM, and was ratified by 15 African countries. Also, in 2012, she played a significant role in introducing a UN resolution prohibiting FGM, which gained unanimous approval by the General Assembly. Ms. Deary did not stop there. She founded the Desert Flower Foundation, which mobilizes doctors in France, Germany, Sweden, and the Netherlands to treat victims of FGM. In several locations in Africa, she runs educational institutes that help women stand on their own feet. Female genital mutilation is neither a religious nor an ethnic tradition. It is nothing other than a violent abuse of girls. This abuse of removing part of the external genitals of young girls is not only a means of oppressing women, but it is also life-threatening. Waris Deary has devoted her life to eradicating this heinous custom, and global organizations have responded to her efforts. One can only imagine how difficult a path she traveled. Waris Deary's goal has also been to help women in Africa and to see women empowered. In Africa, women are on the front lines in the battle for life as they strive to protect their families. They also play a central role in their nation's economy. We should therefore be deeply aware how this violence against young African girls injures them physically and often cripples them emotionally. The African peoples are tremendously good-natured. They love their families, respect their neighbors, and live in harmony with nature. Nonetheless, as it has everywhere in the world, Western modernization has brought Africa mixed blessings. Its prosperity comes at a cost of destroying family and tribal traditions. I believe that Heavenly Parents' love will strengthen indigenous African values that support interdependence and mutual prosperity, and will wipe away Africa's tears. The Sunhok Peace Prize is painting a beautiful picture of the new century by honoring men and women who represent the best we can be. It embraces all people as one human family. The prize is a stepping stone into a better future. It is a friend to righteous people who labor with a true heart. It is planting seeds of peace that will grow into beautiful trees of life and knowledge-bearing, nourishing fruit in this home we call Earth. In this chapter, I have presented to you, the reader, the scale of my life, from my grandmother's struggle for liberty among a colonized people to the last days of my God-sent husband's glorious life, to my years of mourning, to the new global horizons that he and I are opening today. Now, I invite you to wend your way through this story as it unfolded, breathing its air with me, tasting the bitter and the sweet, finding the needles in the sandstorms, and discovering with me our Heavenly Parent's hand in every moment.
Thank you for listening to Godable. Visit motherofpeacebook.com to purchase the complete audiobook. Godable is made possible by listeners like you. To donate, visit godable.org. Thank you.
All right, so that was our reading for today from the Mother of Peace. And to share reflection on it, I'd like to call on our pastor, now Kimi, tuning in live from Las Vegas.
Good early morning, brothers and sisters. Breastfed reminds me that I have such an opportunity to taste a little bit of Dr. Young's Jungsung. Yes, so that's part of my gratitude, I guess, for this morning. So I spent the day with Damien and the sub-regional directors yesterday. So it's been a day of reflection and prayer and walking and things like that. But going into our Hundoke this morning, one thing that stood out was kind of the practical approach of Mother, really going to the fundamental needs of humanity, starting with hunger. And I guess what I'm sensing is this real maternal or parental heart. You know, what does a parent care most about is usually the well-being of their children. And but if you really feel like humanity as a whole are your children, then you would naturally feel like I want to address the most fundamental needs that people have. So through the Sunhawk Peace Prize, she's really trying to encourage champions who are addressing these kinds of real needs in society, in the world. And I didn't even know, maybe I skipped this part, but I don't remember hearing about this foundation, World Hunger Fighters Foundation. But that's kind of neat that Mother is actually creating entities that can address or support these kind of challenges in the world. The other thing that kind of stood out to me was, she spent almost a whole chapter talking about and recognizing other people in her own memoir, so that's kind of interesting to me. Is usually people just share about themselves and so on and so forth, but really starting with honoring those who are really serving and really supporting the dream of Heavenly Parent. That's what she's doing. And there was one sentence at the end that really caught my attention, which was the discovering Heavenly Parent's hand in everything. That's her hope for each person. And what it reminded me of was something also that Damien shared yesterday with the team, which was what moves mother's heart is not necessarily big goals and numbers and reaching those things, but which is great. Of course, we want to restore the whole world, but what moves her is more the anecdotal stories, stories of how, God worked, or how people experienced Heavenly Parents' love. And, it's an interesting approach to, I guess what it comes down to is really the difference between maybe a masculine energy and feminine energy. But, masculine energy tends to be like, okay, big goals and achieve and all this kind of things. But not that women don't want to achieve also, but it's a different kind of inspiration. And if people are moved by a story, even a small story can move millions of people, because you can experience and taste the essence of what motivates people. Of course, more than the external results, it's if you get a story that can move people, then naturally the outcome can also come. So anyway, that's my reflection for today.
Thank you, Pastor Naokimi. Now is our turn to share our reflections. So we're going to go into breakouts now for about 6 minutes and share whatever came to your mind so that we can grow in our understanding of today's Undok reading, and we'll be back here shortly. See you all soon. All right, welcome back, everyone. I didn't realize how quickly the breakout room was closing, so I just kept on sharing. But I was in the breakout with Chris Perkins. Chris Perkins, if you please unmute and share with us your reflection from today's morning devotion.
Okay. You
Hello.
good? Okay, thank you. Yeah, I was surprised to be in a room with the rest of it, but actually very, very grateful because he took the point that I took from the morning sharing, which was the reading, which was also the same as now Kimi mentioned, which was that the last sentence stood out to me, which was discovering Heavenly Parent's hand in every moment. And I think to me that is really important to remember that each of us has something special which God wants us to develop and share with the world. And sometimes I felt that we get so filled up with our own portion of responsibility, and it's all on me. And but actually, I feel so much stronger when I remember that I'm not doing this by myself. But actually, it's important that I relax and take the focus off me and just remember that God. God is if I allow God to work through me, then things work so much better. I had an experience a long time ago when I had to give a talk for a witnessing outreach on a university campus, and it happened twice. The first time I knew I was going to do it, and I prepared for hours before giving this talk. And then when as brothers and sisters witnessing, they bring guests to the room and give them an introduction to divine principle. But that talk, when I had prepared for it for hours, and it actually was terrible. It was the worst introductory lecture you can possibly imagine, and I'm so glad that not many people were there. Then it happened again, and another a few months later, and I was asked to do it again, and so I was so panicked because I thought that it was so bad the last time, and I've got to prepare more. But actually, God didn't give me time to prepare, and it was terrible. And I was so worried going up to the situation, right? And so the time came when the room was filling up, and I was so panicked because I had no time to prepare. I thought, what's going to happen? This is going to be a disaster, And actually what happened was that there were quite a number of people there, including a couple of professors from the university. So I really felt the pressure. And I turned around to the chalkboard and I thought, it came to me, okay, one of Ken Sudo's talks, he just said, when he turns around to the blackboard, he says, Heavenly Father, tell me what to say. Anyway, I kind of said the same thing, but actually that introductory talk, it's one of the best talks I had given, and it came out just beautifully. Afterwards, I looked at the chalkboard, all the lines were straight, all the diagrams were in place, anyway, the point was just get yourself out of the way. I feel so often for myself, I trip myself up by overthinking things. Anyway, so discovering Heavenly Parent's hand in every moment was a good reminder to me this morning. That was my sharing. Yeah.
Thank you, Uncle Chris. Thank you. So I only had one person in a breakout, so I think that is God's will. Now with that, actually, announcements, not much to share at this time, but we will share anything that comes about. Right now, as you know, President Dunkley, together with Naokimi and the sub-region directors are in Las Vegas. And then there's another smaller group of leaders who are going to be in Vegas on Thursday as well. And then, so technically Vegas is completely booked because we have the Japanese workshop happening there, and a small group of leaders are going to be there. But afterwards, anyone who would like to come to Vegas, it's completely open. There's always the monthly rotation of 7-8 workshops as well, if you'd like to join. All right, so that about wraps everything up. We'll now go into our closing prayer. I'd like to call on Hiroko-san. Hiroko Hiroi, do you mind closing us out in prayer? She just said, oh my gosh. You're muted. There you go.
Yeah, join me prayer. Good morning, our beloved Heavenly Parents and true parents. Thank you for this opportunity. We gather together, share with each other. That's a wonderful thing. We know each other more and more and deeply and deeply. And we understand each other and we can unite into heart to support and love our true parents, especially true mother. True mother turned out to be 80 years old. We just celebrated. 80 years old, usually people are retired and enjoy the rest of their life. That's a final moment. But true mother carries all heavy burdens on her small shoulders. Such a wonderful mother we have. Mother is crying. We don't want to see that. Mother happy face. We want to see mother's happy face. So let us carry a part of her burden and let us be suffering a part of her burden. That's our happiness. That's our goal. We really want to be a true sons and daughters of true parents and our heavenly parents. So I'm so grateful. New Jersey Church, Reverend Naokimi is leading his Hundohe group. I really appreciate for that after Dr. Young left. Thank you for this opportunity. Again, I'm offering this report as Takahiro and Hiroko Hiroi, the breast center family, are true.
Ju, thank you, Hiroi-san. And thank you all for joining us for morning devotion today. It's been just wonderful seeing each and every one of you every day. Today represents day 5, so it's the birds and the sea creatures. So you can eat chicken and fish or not, up to you. But please appreciate your birds and sea creatures today. Have a wonderful day, everyone. See you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Good day, everyone.
Good observation.
Everyone, have a great day.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye,
everybody. Have a great day. Get out and
Hey,
enjoy a
Chris.
walk.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good day.
Good
day, everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being here.
Have a good day,
I love it.
Anne-Marie.
Thank you, Anne-Marie.
Have
For
a nice
sharing.
day. Thank you
Have a
so
wonderful
much.
day.
Good
Hello,
morning,
everyone.
Ryan.
Give me.
Good morning, Marina.
Good morning.
Good morning, Kiwi. Good morning.